So there I was last night, all tucked up on the sofa with the missus and the dog, with a Baileys in my hand, watching some rubbish animated film on Disney Plus, when my phone just lit up with emails and messages and tweets from you lot telling me, that's it, we've won the fight. The TV licence has been cancelled for good. We've won. It's over. Yeah, well, it's pretty exciting news. I was very excited when I was reading the messages last night. But I think we should calm down a bit and have a little look at the story that broke in The Guardian first and have a chat about it and see if it is all it's cracked up to be, shall we? Because I want to win this fight. Right, let's have a look. BBC licence fee to be abolished in 2027 and funding frozen. Now that is the headline we've all been dreaming of seeing. That's why I'm in this fight, to see that exact headline. So let's read on. I'm excited. The Culture Secretary, Nadine Dorries, is expected to confirm that the cost of an annual licence required to watch live television and access iPlayer services will remain at £159 until 2024, rising slightly for the following 3 years. So let's address that first, because I've spoke about that a fair amount on this channel so far, that they were going to freeze it for a couple of years, and that's to help us with our cost of living. They've saved us like a fiver in the first year and maybe a fiver again in the second year. So a tenner to help you with your cost of living. That's going to help you pay your winter heating bill and rising fuel prices. Yeah, they don't live in the real world, do they? They don't live in the real world. But there's better news in this apparently, so let's carry on reading. She said this would be the end of the current licence fee funding model for the BBC, raising doubts about the long-term financial future and editorial independence of a public service broadcaster under a Conservative government. Dorries said this licence fee announcement will be the last. The days of the elderly being threatened with prison sentences and bailiffs knocking on doors are over. Time now to discuss and debate new ways of funding, supporting and selling great British content. So maybe I was wrong all along. Maybe Nadine Dorries wasn't full of hot air. Maybe Nadine Dorries was the one that was going to bring the change. Because she sounds there, right? She's on our team, doesn't it? You know, the days of the elderly being threatened with prison sentences. That's what we're all fighting for. It's awful. And then bailiffs knocking on doors. The time is over. Yes, no more door knocking from them stupid blooming TV licence enforcement officers, door-to-door salesmen. I don't know why she said bailiffs. I don't know either. But yeah, that's what she said. Right, what else does this say? The BBC will have to negotiate with the government over an entirely new funding model when the final licence fee funding deal expires in 2027, with potential options including a subscription service, part privatisation or direct government funding. We will start next week on a mid-term review to replace the charter with a new funding formula. It's over for the BBC as they know it. How long have we all wanted to hear those words? It's over for the BBC as they know it. That's the words we've all dreamed to hear, isn't it? But, and there is a but in there, I'm not convinced of the way she's talking. Look at this again. Dorries' allies said there would be no further licence fee deal under a Johnson government and they would start negotiations on a new funding model for the corporation. So two important points there. Under a Johnson government. He's in a bit of trouble at the minute, isn't he? And a lot of the MPs are calling for him to quit. So if he goes, does this deal go too? Is this just a way of him keeping power, getting the people on his side? And what if he loses the next election then? Is this all over? Let's say the red team gets into power. Is this all over? Are they just going to say, no, we've got to keep the BBC, boom, bang, carry on with the licence fee? Nothing is set in stone, is it? Nothing. And I don't like the way it's worded, to be honest with you. And then she says, we're going to start negotiations on a new funding model for the corporation. Now, if you haven't seen them, I made some videos ages ago now. It's over a year ago, I think. I'll put links below for you about the TV licence fee in other countries. When it's been abolished or there's been a huge evasion rate and they've had to change it, sometimes it's changed for the better, like in Australia when they just scrapped it off completely, or in Japan where they stopped enforcing it, so absolutely nobody pays it because it's not enforced at all. But then you've got countries like France where it's put on your council tax bill, and there's other countries where it's put on your internet bill or on your telephone bill, or just becomes a direct government tax. They're not saying here that the BBC have got to go commercial and go subscription. It's not said here. It's said here that they need to start negotiations on a new funding model for the corporation. So is it going to go part privatised and then end up possibly as a direct media tax that we'll all have to pay, and then we can't avoid paying it? That is the worry here. It's the worry here, and it's not clear. And hopefully in the coming days we'll get a clear statement from Dorries letting us know what the plan is, because the BBC should just go commercial. All they've got to do is say, that's it, there's no more licence fee for you from 2027. Do what you want. You want to go subscription? Go subscription. You want to show ads? Show ads. It's down to you now. We're not paying you anymore. But it doesn't say those words, does it? So as much as I want to celebrate this, do you know what? I'm not sold yet. Until I see it signed, sealed and delivered, I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it. I don't trust the government at all. I don't trust the government at all. It's great news from Dorries. I think Dorries has, picked herself up a bit, because we're all a bit down on Dorries. We all thought she was going to be the one to bring the change. And this is the most she's ever said. And it's quite exciting. It is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not having a downer. This is fantastic news. But they're not saying what's going to happen yet, are they? So I don't want to get too excited yet. If it becomes a direct media tax that you can't avoid, we've lost the fight. We've massively lost the fight. This isn't a win. That's a huge loss, isn't it? The BBC has already been preparing for the end of the licence fee, with proposals including a universal levy on broadband subscriptions or funding the broadcaster with a grant from general taxation. Now, I should have read ahead, shouldn't I? I didn't want to read all of this because I wanted to react in the same way you reacted when you first heard it. And that's everything I've just said there, isn't it? So I'm not convinced yet. Making the BBC a paid-for subscription service similar to Netflix is difficult due to the widespread popularity of broadcast radio and Freeview television services, which cannot be put behind a paywall. No, but the simple thing there is the idea that I came up with ages ago. And it's a fair idea. I still think it's a fair idea. Let the BBC keep the radio stations. Let the BBC keep, say, BBC One and BBC News, and make them commercial. And it only shows repeats. If you want to watch premium stuff, or you want to watch EastEnders tonight, or Cash in the Attic, or whatever crap they have on during the day, you pay a subscription to BBC iPlayer, and you can watch it all on BBC iPlayer, brand new. And if you don't want to pay for that, you'll catch the omnibus of EastEnders on a Sunday morning or something, but with commercials. Surely that's the best way to go. That's how I want to see this. But some of the wording in there, I'm not liking. It could go on your broadband bill. It could become a tax. We haven't won this fight yet. We are still very much in this fight. And until the deal is signed and sealed, delivered, I'm not going to stop fighting this. And I don't think you should either. And the best way to still keep in this fight, regardless of this story, is to convince as many people as possible to cancel their TV licences. Vote with the wallets. Let the government know you're not prepared to pay for the BBC in any way, shape or form if you don't want to. That's the best way to continue this fight and to get the result we really want. Because at the moment it sounds promising. How many times have we been stitched up by the government in the past? Can't even count them, can you? So don't get overexcited yet. We're still in this fight. Sorry. So what do you think? Do you think I'm completely wrong and this is it? We've won the fight and I can finally delete my YouTube channel or move on to having kitten videos and making cooking shows? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I'm a big boy. I can take it. And yeah, do that and I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.